In the 9-10 game and then lost to New Orleans in the 8-9 game. First appearance in the play-in for Dallas, and a good start with Lively getting the basket.
And a perfect delivery to Lively.
Lively missed 34 games with an ankle injury. A three-pointer from Keegan Murray, who hit 8 threes in that win. Mark, rebound Murray.
That's his game. He loves that mid-range pull-up. You saw the space taken away by Sabonis, and then Sacramento early here.
Tournament game 9-10. Winner to play Memphis Friday. Another Marshall look from the corner. Good again, back-to-back hits from outside. That was a
for contact the first couple possessions at half court on Najee Harris.
Mark Davis, the crew chief, called to count the basket goaltend. You just hope
incredible. The attention to detail for this team was fantastic, and you see it here early on in the first quarter. And lastly, Nico Harrison, their general manager, told me they had
injury and 48 with a wrist problem. Here's DeRozan for 3, and it's good. Doesn't take a lot of those. Davis 2 for 7, but very aggressive offensively early on. Levine did miss that time. Gets the layup through the lane to make it a 1-point. Sacramento looking to run 5-on-4. Davis slow to get up. Corner 3 is good from Devin Carter. So you got one of 3 interim coaches in the postseason. A three-pointer from Brandon Williams.
He can really score. He's got a lot of confidence, and he doesn't need a lot of time to be able to be highly productive.
DeRozan tried another long ball. Off the heel, here's Caleb Martin, who had a brilliant playoff run with the Heat all the way to the finals a couple of years ago. Washington's 3 no good. To go in the opening quarter, game tied at 27 apiece. Murray penetrates, goes to the left and scores. Tough shot from Keegan.
He's so important to their team, but he's got a little bit of a different role now that you added DeRozan and Levine to the mix. Shot attempts down a little bit, but he's still...
Washington three-quarter court, and the first quarter comes to an end. Loser is eliminated. Winner moves on to Friday's play-in game against Memphis, and it's DeMar. Lively on the catch. Williams spot up 3. Got it. Second three-pointer for Brandon Williams. 8-0 start for Dallas here in the second quarter. The Kings 0 for 5 with 3 turnovers, but there's a basket. A three-pointer. 2 for 7 from the floor, 5 points. He does have 4 assists. Dallas by 6. Washington hits the floater.
I love the way P.J. Washington, strong attack.
He's got 8 points for the Mavericks. He's the leading scorer along with Brandon Williams. There's Levine from 3. With the Kings and Bulls, he came over in the De'Aaron Fox trade in early February. Thompson starting to catch fire, perhaps. Back-to-back. Faces the Grizzlies, and a turnover into the hands of Exum. Spins, leaves, Marshall slams. Lead up to 12. Timeout, Sacramento.
Couple, there was space, and Sabonis took advantage of it.
Exum gets a free path to the basket and hits the teardrop. A flashback for Klay Thompson with this performance here in the play-in. DeRozan inside, gets 2 off the window. Fox wanted a trick.
And the Blues here are a little bit more mild than a lot of places. They're ready to erupt if the Kings give them a reason, but Anthony Davis is going to put themselves right now offensively.
10 turnovers by the Kings. Davis settles his feet and swishes home his second straight 3. 7 baskets for the Kings in the second quarter. That's how bad it's been for Sacramento here in the period. Williams 3 and air ball. Runs of 7-0, 8-0, and 10-0 here in the quarter. DeRozan with 7 seconds left. Driving as Gafford sends it into the third row. The Sabonis turns and drives on Gafford, and Davis comes over to help. Meanwhile, a collision underneath as the half comes to an end. Both Sabonis and Davis. 6 baskets, just 3 turnovers for the Mavs. Let's check in with George Sedano.
Dave, I spoke to Doug Christie, the head coach of the Kings, and he talked about how his team's got...
Part of the motivation to get back as quickly as possible was because of his relationship with Nico Harrison, the GM, who not only made the trade, but is somebody that has had a relate.
That rhythm.
Here's George with more.
Dave Legs, not only just the relationship with Nico Harrison, as you see AD hit another three there, it's also coach with the Lakers when Frank Vogel was the head coach, and Anthony Davis and them all won a championship together in the bubble. And not to mention the person.
Points, he turns it over there. 3-on-1 for Sacramento. DeRozan with the easy finish, and Jason Kidd sensing a shift in momentum. Levine trying to get on track, puts it on the floor, drives and scores off the window.
And there's your first challenge. I mentioned
Jackson throws it away. Sabonis ahead to Carter, and a breakaway slam for Carter makes it a 16-point game. Shot clock at 4. Levine. Good defense, Christie. Levine, though, swishes it through from 20 feet.
And that game being completely dismantled.
Atlanta got beat by Orlando. The Mavs will take on Boston. Lyles with the basket. Trae Young got ejected, but Atlanta will be home for that 8th-place game on Friday night. Exum in the paint for 2. 14 going into the 4th quarter.
That's about where you have to be, I think, to have a realistic chance. And DeMar DeRozan now able this quarter with stops.
They get a deflection, but it ends up in the hands of Washington, who hits a 3. Unfortunate.
Again, and instead P.J. Washington quiets the crowd one more time with a 3.
Here's DeRozan. He's got 11 here in the quarter, make it 13 and 26 for the game. If they're healthy, they're not the 10 seed now. Are they in the playoffs? I don't know about that. As Valanciunas scores there, but certainly
he's just never in a rush. Gets what he wants and plays with extreme confidence.
He's got 13 points. Meanwhile, Valanciunas with the jump shot. Williams splits defenders. Open 3, Washington. And Martin stays with him. Shot clock at 4. DeRozan trying to break it down. Scores again from the mid-range. 28 for DeMar DeRozan. And so he's got 15 points in 13 minutes off the bench. 1 second left. Levine did not get it away in time. And Dallas takes an 18-point lead.
And getting into hit a shot that he likes.
5 of 8 from the floor. 3 of 4 from 3. He also has 5 assists. Basket and 1. Winner advances to play Memphis in the final play-in game on Friday night. The loser, season is over. Anthony Davis with the jumper. He's got Tony Davis shaken up. Took a shot to the face. Count the basket. Goaltend by Gafford, and Davis. Some thought that would just be another distraction with Nico Harrison doubling down on the no regrets and defense wins championship mantra. But look, the Mavericks. Now Sacramento, when it traded De'Aaron Fox, a lot of people thought that this would be the end result. That without Fox, Mavs and the Grizzlies, we don't know exactly about Ja Morant's health. Turned the ankle late. Thompson buries a 3. But it should see against Orlando in Boston.
Yeah, the Celtics have really just turned it up a notch here over the last 6 weeks or so. Rounding
was as disappointing as any. Has already moved on from Mike Budenholzer. You've got teams further down the standings in the West that are on the rise. So it's not just the teams ahead of you that you have to worry about next year, but you got some teams below you in the standings that have good young talent.
When you look at the age of the rosters of the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets.
Caleb Martin with a jumper, no good. So Dallas will move on Friday night to play the Memphis Grizzlies. That'll be in Memphis. That will be for the 8th seed. And then the winner will play the Oklahoma City Thunder Sunday afternoon. Davis hits a 3. Terrence Davis getting... This was an excellent showing.
Talked about the defensive impact of Anthony Davis. He certainly showed that tonight, and their entire team came with great focus, physical.